Most of you watching this video are trapped in a cycle of hope marketing. Because if you are a growth operator, you are hoping your client actually records the ads you asked for. You're hoping the meta algorithm likes your creatives today. If you're a coach, you're hoping that when you hit go live on that webinar, people actually show up with their credit cards ready to buy from you. But unfortunately, hope is not a business strategy. The reason 95% of webinars fizzle out after the first $10,000 in ad spend isn't because the offer is necessarily bad. It's because the backend architecture is non-existent. But in the high-ticket world, a webinar done correctly is a systematic indoctrination engine. If you aren't moving the prospect through a pre-designed belief shift sequence before they even see your first slide, you are leaving 80% of profit on the table. Today I'm going to show you how to stop being an assistant and start being an architect. This isn't just another video on how to talk on camera. We are going deep into engineering of trust. So we'll be covering the 5-part sales asset sequence, so the content pieces that do the 80% of closing for you. Then I will share you the technical stack of the top 1%, so why GoHighLevel is just a tip of the iceberg. Also, I will share you the financial model framework, how to predict your revenue across 3 scenarios so you never panic during the launch. And obviously, I will share with you the boss management framework, so how growth operators and coaches, consultants working one-on-one with clients must lead their clients to ensure high-speed execution and success. By the end of this video, you will have a blueprint that allows you to scale to 200K, 500K, or even million a month with total certainty. My name is Wojciech Dąbrowski, and I scaled my own agency last time from 0 to 50K per month profit in just 6 months. And I don't sit in an ivory tower talking about some theory. I'm in the trenches every single day, managing teams, auditing sales calls, and building the backend systems and ads for some of the highest performing businesses in the info space. I've seen exactly what happens when you spend $800 on ads and you get 24K in revenue in 30 days, and I've seen people spending 20K on webinar without any return on ad spend. And the difference between these situations is only the infrastructure. Whether you're an operator looking to become a partner in a massive offer, or coach, consultant looking to reclaim your time, what I'm going to share is the exact protocol I use to make growth of my clients and my business predictable. So let's dive into it. Let's talk about why your current funnel is failing. It's called the credibility gap. When a prospect sees an ad and signs up for a webinar, they are in a state of high intent for 15 minutes. After that, gravity sets in. Doubts sets in. They remember the last expert who burned them. They start thinking about 5K price tag they think is coming. If you leave that gap empty, the prospect fills it with their own insecurities. So now I will tell you the 2 traps for growth operators and coaches. So let's start with the coach trap, because most coaches think they just need to be good at what they do. But being a quiet expert is the fastest way to stay broke. If you aren't willing to step into the character of a leader, people will not follow you, because people don't buy information. They can get that for free on YouTube. People buy conviction. They buy the feeling that you know the way out of their current pain. The growth operator trap, most operators think their value is setting up the tech. They set up Zoom link, they make the Kajabi page looks pretty, and they wait. But you aren't a tech support guy. You are a revenue engineer. Your job is to fill that 48-hour waiting window with content that shifts the prospect's worldview. So the engine we are building today is designed to close that credibility gap. So by the time webinar starts, the prospect isn't wondering if they should buy, but how they can afford to move forward today. Let's start with the first framework. So the 5-step sales asset sequence. You need to deploy these 5 assets in your email and SMS sequences leading up to the webinar. First, flex content, leaving the result. This isn't about bragging. It's about demonstrated proof. If you sell wealth, show the lifestyle. If you sell fitness, show the physique. If you sell time freedom, show yourself working from a beach in LA while the business runs. The prospect needs to see that you are the destination they want want to reach. Second, expert content. Click-through rates on case studies, videos are the highest in the funnel for a reason. So you need videos of yourself on podcasts, speaking on stages, or standing next to authorities. This is status play. It tells the prospect's subconscious, other important people listen to this person, so I should too. Third, the character content. This is the most underrated asset for some reason. It's literally 5-10 minute video of you talking about why you do what you do. It's not tactical, it's emotional. It's about your enemy, the thing in the industry that makes you sick. When you attack a common enemy, like lazy agencies or bad advice, you bond with the prospect. Or demonstrating content. Once you have the emotion, you need the logic. So these are the Loom type of videos. Walk them through a spreadsheet, show them the Google Docs of your proprietary process. This handles the technical skeptics who need to see under the hood of your unique mechanism. And the 5th type of content, the objection killer. Just simply make the list of reasons people don't buy. No money, no time, my partner said no, will this work for me? And I've tried this before. Record a 1, 2, 3 minute video for each one. Send these out before the webinar. If you handle the objection before they even think of it, the sales call becomes a formality. And that's how you realistically change the lead from cold to hot before the sales call happens or the webinar. So now I will share with you the tech stack of top 1%. Because if your tech stack is leaky, your profit is leaky too. So stop using basic tools and start using real infrastructure. Well, let's start with tracking because it's one of the most important things. Because if you can't track something, you cannot control something. And if you're spending more than $300 per day on ads, you cannot trust the Meta Ad Manager because it simply lies. So you need to implement a third-party tracking pixel like Hyros so you can see exactly which specific ad lead to 10K wire transfer. This is how you make data-driven decisions instead of vibe-driven decisions. So Hyros, Triple Whale, these are good to go. Second thing, financing. Splitit, Klarna, or coach financing. Actually, this is a secret sauce. But if you only accept straight payments in full, you're killing your conversion rate. By using Splitit or coach financing, you get your full cash up front, but the client pays in installments. This allows you to scale your ad spend because your cash collected is higher. When it comes to CRM, I recommend to use Close.com, GHL. When it comes to CRM systems, you can use GoHighLevel for the marketing automations like emails, SMS, but I would rather put your sales team on Close.com. Why? Because Close is built for power dialing. Your setters need to be able to call 100 leads a day with zero friction. Also, currently in my agency, we use PipeDrive CRM for closing our clients, so that's also good to have. If you want, you can click in the link in the description and you will get a 30-day free trial to test this out for you. That's also a great tool with many integrations so you can actually do a lot of things that are personalized to your business. Then we have the viewer access. This one is specifically for operators scaling the info product. Never start a project, especially if you work on a rev share, without viewer access of the Stripe account. If you can't see the money, you can't optimize the engine. Very important one. Let me tell you a story. I once saw a growth operator take a coach who was a genius but a coward. The coach knew more about his niche than anyone on the planet, but he was afraid to tell people they were wrong. He wanted to be liked, and his webinar was converting at 1%. And my friend, growth operator, stepped in and said, "We are changing the character." So they rescripted the intro and they told the coach to stop asking for permission and start giving commands. And they flooded the pre-webinar sequence with conviction assets. The next webinar, it did $84,000 in a single night. And what's funny is the information didn't change, the slides didn't change, but the frequency of the character changed. Here's a hard truth. People don't follow smart people. They follow leaders. So if you want to make millions, you have to be willing to be the most certain person in the room. And by the way, this is exactly what I do with my partners and clients. We don't just consult, we re-engineer the entire architecture. So for coaches, I help you make your client acquisition predictable and help you build the system that warms up leads even before the sales call so you can make more money working less. And I'm helping you with creating assets that aid your sales process so you can stop being a slave to your DMs. And for growth operators, I help you move from being contractor to a revenue share partner by showing how you can manage the coach you work with, his team, and the tech stack. So whether it's done for you implementation, where we set up everything like Hyros, CRM, or high-level strategy to fix your speed to trust and scale your business, the goal is to make your growth inevitable. So if you're tired of guesswork and you want to get a professional audit of your sales and marketing processes, click the link in the description. Book a scaling call with me or my team. We will look at your tracking, your sales assets, and financial model. If we can help scale you to 6 figures per month, we will show you exactly how. If not, we will tell you exactly what you need to fix first. And the final piece of the engine is math, because it's boring, but it's truth that your business is just a series of spreadsheets. You need to model 3 scenarios before every launch you do. Conservative one, let's say for example your show-up rate is just 20% on the webinar and your close rate is like 3%. Target, if your show-up rate is 35% and your close rate is 10%, just as an example. And third, God mode, if you have every KPI in the perfect range. And most coaches and growth operators fail because they have a plan for target. When the conservative scenario happens, they panic and turn off the ads. But if you have financial model in place, you know exactly how much you can afford to pay for a show-up. You need to know your sales capacity too, because if you have one closer, they can only handle 4-6 calls per day. And if your webinar produces 50 calls, you have a bottleneck, not a success. A true growth operator knows how to balance the ad spend volume with the closer capacity. This is the difference between hobby and an enterprise. So stop playing small. Stop being a quiet expert or a tech assistant. Build the engine, deploy the assets, track the data. And by the way, if you like the video, hit the subscribe button, like and comment below, because I'm going to throw more bangers about how to scale your business to 6-figure per month in InfoSpace. So any coach, consultant, high-ticket business provider should subscribe to this channel right now, especially if you're watching up to this point. I know you want to scale your business. I want to have these people on my channel. And if you want, I highly recommend you to watch one of my videos when I got interviewed by Jordan Belfort's marketer. Yes, the Wolf of Wall Street. We did some conversation in Milan, Italy. We spoke a little bit. So on this video, you can learn a little bit more about my story, my background, and how I scaled my own new agency from 0 to 50K per month in just 6 months, literally from zero. So highly recommend it. And thank you for watching and see you in the next one.